My reaction to the Ballon d'Or 2025. Who were the biggest robberies, and did Dembele deserve to win the Ballon d'Or? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you subscribe. The first robbery we have to start off with. Mohamed Salah below Vitinha. For me, that is an absolute disgrace. Now, for me, Mohamed Salah isn't above Dembele this year, and he isn't above Lamine Yamal. But sometimes you can be simple in football and say, is Mohamed Salah a better footballer, having a better season, more influential for a Premier League winning side than Vitinha was for PSG? I think he was more of an individual quality. Vitinha, for me, was part of a three-man midfield. Absolutely superb. He is a world-class footballer. I'm not trying to say he doesn't deserve to be recognised or even in the top 10. But I think for me, Fabian Ruiz, Neves, Vitinha, there isn't much between them. They're all very similar profiles. They don't get loads of goals either. And you do feel that the individual brilliance of Mohamed Salah isn't being properly and accurately rewarded when he's below the likes of Vitinha. Vitinha, for me, Neves, Ruiz, put them all in the top 10, but not above Mohamed Salah, in my honest opinion. Erling Haaland, who on average scores more goals and even plays football matches at the highest level, is below Victor Gyökeres. It's an absolute disgrace. How is Erling Haaland with 51 GA in 58 below Victor Gyökeres, 26th for Erling Haaland? That's a huge robbery. I don't like how the Ballon d'Or completely disregards footballers if they have one bad season after previous years being close to winning the Ballon d'Or. The drop-off hasn't been that high from Erling Haaland. It is completely outrageous. Similar to Jude Bellingham, actually, coming 23rd below Scott McTominay. I mean, that's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. It really, really is. Cole Palmer, for me, being above Kvaratskhelia is something I have to pick out. For me, Kvaratskhelia should have been in the top 4, top 5, ahead of Vitinha. He is a complete advertisement for what modern football should be about. Exciting, cinematic, carrying the ball, jogger bonito. He's got this Brazilian flair, Kvaratskhelia, that I absolutely love. And PSG don't win the Champions League without him. He has to be in the top 10, and he has to be above Cole Palmer. His level was above Cole Palmer. Now, I'm a biased England fan. I think Cole Palmer has enough talent to be in this top 10. He deserves it. He guided Chelsea to 2 trophies last season. Back into the Champions League, already scored an unbelievable goal against Bayern Munich. Not sure if that quite counts in the Ballon d'Or ranking in terms of timeframes, but Cole Palmer deserves to be somewhere in that kind of position that he's in, but not ahead of Kvaratskhelia for me. It's an absolute disgrace. I've talked about Gyökeres above Haaland. I mean, we're basically saying Gyökeres is just below the likes of Harry Kane and Mbappe. He's nowhere near. Coming third and scoring 30 goals in all competitions last season for Erling Haaland is better than winning the Portuguese league. It absolutely is. And going further in the Champions League, getting to an FA Cup final as well. The Ballon d'Or doesn't quite have the balance of where these goals are coming from. Victor Gyökeres' goals coming in the Portuguese league, fantastic. He's already doing well for Arsenal, decent, but he's not above Erling Haaland. Harry Kane, 55 GA in 51, and he won a league title for Bayern Munich. He brought that league title back to Bavaria. Let's be completely real. Harry Kane at 13th and not in the top 10 after what he's doing season in, season out is an utter joke, is an utter farce. And then the final one for me, Virgil van Dijk. He won the league. He was the second most important player for me, for Liverpool, in terms of winning the Premier League title, which is the hardest division to win. It's harder than the Uber Eats League in France. Now, PSG separate themselves because they won everything else and they won the Champions League. So I'm never going to criticise that because they did unbelievable. But Virgil van Dijk won the Premier League. He was the best centre-back in the Premier League last season. He has to be somewhere in that top 15 category, maybe top 10. It's crazy. Did Scott McTominay have a better season? Because Scott McTominay won a league title, scored some great goals, was the most important player in Italian football last season. That isn't better than Van Dijk winning the Premier League, being the best centre-back in Premier League football. And he has been for the last 4 years. It's an utter disgrace. Let's just skim over the individual awards. Lamine Yamal won the Copper Trophy for back-to-back seasons. It feels a touch redundant because there are footballers in there. The likes of Dean Huijsen I would have given it to. That are younger, Buvey, for example, that are younger, fresher, having their debut season. There's no point giving it to Lamine Yamal. Because he's in contention for winning the actual Ballon d'Or. That's just how I see it. Donnarumma beat the likes of Alisson, Courtois to the Lev Yashin trophy. That says everything about Man City's signing of the best keeper in the world. These are the facts now. He's the best keeper in the world. And he had an outstanding season. I mean, People talk about some of the mistakes he's made in Champions League campaigns prior. Last season, he was unplayable. Against Aston Villa, against Arsenal, he was staggeringly good. The Cruyff Trophy for Luis Enrique. I mean, we are talking about the best manager in the world at the moment on form. What he's doing with the high press, what he's doing with his fullbacks, what he's doing with control in the middle of the park, what he's doing with the likes of Dembele, who was a winger at one point, playing him down the middle, exploding the likes of Dembele, Kvaratskhelia onto the scene to a higher different level. Donnarumma's form was down to Luis Enrique. He is a genius manager, and now he's close to being Pep Guardiola standards, because Guardiola is in a transitional phase of his career. We don't know where he's going to be in the next few seasons, but Luis Enrique, what a manager, man. What a manager. Let's just talk about the right winner. This is the big one. Should Dembele have won the Ballon d'Or? In my honest opinion, the Ballon d'Or should just recognise who is the best footballer every single year. A bit like a ranking system in tennis. Djokovic had it for probably 7-8 years in a row. Federer before that. It's a bit like the lineal heavyweight championship of the world record in boxing. Who takes it off the previous winner, and they are the best fighter at the time until someone takes it off of them. For me, Lamine Yamal is the best footballer on the planet. Now, the issue for me would be that Ousmane Dembele had such a good season. He's at such a high level of a footballer that I don't mind Dembele winning it. I don't think Salah is a better footballer than Lamine Yamal. I would have had a big issue if he'd won it ahead of Lamine Yamal. But Dembele is a lot closer, in my honest opinion, based on how good he's been in the last 12 months. So I'm not trying to sit on the fence. My opinion is it should have been Lamine Yamal, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Salah. That kind of order. I don't mind Dembele winning it. You got to say he is in some esteemed company. The likes of Platini, the likes of Papin, the likes of Zidane. You got to say fair play. His story from when he came onto the scene at Barcelona after leaving Dortmund for 150 million euros, absolutely flopping at Barcelona at big points throughout his career, and getting it back, going back to France, being absolutely sensational, working so hard. He's a hard worker. And then he has unbelievable quality. His finishing, the way he carries the ball, the way he links up play, his skill, his trickery. He can come deep. I've got absolutely no issue. I would have had an issue if Lamine Yamal had won the Champions League and Dembele had somehow won the Ballon d'Or. Just because he nicked that Champions League trophy, he was exceptional in the final as well. I don't mind it. I think it's a very, very close 1 and 2. But I think the discussion around the Ballon d'Or, it should have been anyone else but Lamine Yamal or Ousmane Dembele is completely wrong, in my honest opinion. You got to say fair play to the PSG lads, because they've got some unbelievable players in there. Nuno Mendes for me was spot on. Hakimi at 6 was absolutely spot on. The chat that Rafinha should have been higher is crazy, in my honest opinion. I don't quite get the Rafinha hype to that extent. I don't think he should have been in the top 5 at all. But apart from that, I mean, Pedri's going to climb in the next few years. I think Harry Kane still has room to grow in the next few years. He's banging in goals right now. If they have a Champions League run by Munich, I think Harry Kane could be looking at winning the Ballon d'Or. But Erling Haaland, for me, let's just wrap on Erling Haaland. 26th. What an utter disgrace. Leave your comments down below. Do you agree? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very, very soon.